Good morning. It's Saturday, May 30th at about 7:12 in the morning, and the dogs and I have come up to explore some little side roads northwest of Chippego Lake's conservation area. It's now mostly sunny, some clouds still, and 11 degrees. Now the sign ahead here says no exit, but on the map it made it look like there could be a loop in here, but we'll see. It's still very windy after being windy all through the night, and on the way up here today there were a lot of broken branches on the road, and I think it's supposed to be windy all day basically, 40 to 60 kilometers an hour again, so we're still getting the push down of this Arctic air into the area of southeastern Ontario, and actually most of Ontario I think, but I think it will be warming up middle of next week by the sounds of it. Going by a marsh here alongside the road. Nice little swamp here. We had about 4 hooded mergansers fly up, and there's a northern parula warbler singing just down the road to the west. Quite a few yellow-throated vireos coming in here. There's the parula warbler singing. There's a rose-breasted grosbeak singing. The road split just back there where we were hearing the parula warbler, and we're taking a smaller track of a road here just to see what's up ahead. I'm not sure how far we can go on this, but see what we can see. Black and white warbler calling there. Okay, this just seems to be a driveway into a larger farm. It's got 2 access points here. The one is gated off to the west or south, and then I believe this one goes into the farmhouse, so we probably won't go any further. We'll head back to the other branch of road that we could take. Okay, we're back on the main road loop that goes up here and eventually meets another road, hopefully, and we can follow that back out. It's not a huge walk, but just wanted to see this little area. Nice thing about being back in the woods here is that the wind is kept off you to a large degree. You can hear it up in the treetops, but down here there's not too much. A nice little grouping of interrupted fern here. You can see the brown interruptions partway along the leaves of these plants, hence the name interrupted fern. The brown areas are where the spores are produced. And here's the west end of that larger marsh that we walked past on the way in. Quite a long, narrow marsh. Here's another small tree knocked down in the wind last night, I guess. Been quite a few of those across the roads on the way up here. Okay, here's the connector road that takes us out to the road we're parked on. We'll go down here in a minute, but I think I'm going to continue on Dyer Lane here, the road we've been walking on, just to see, we may get a look at Chippego Lake up ahead. And as you can see, the Chippego Lake forest fire hazard is moderate. The last week or so has been pretty dry after a pretty wet spring. And I don't think there's any major rain in the forecast over the next week. And these high winds really dry things out fast. I thought this was going to be a trail, but it's just turned out to be a cell phone tower, I guess. Here's a little view of Chippego Lake. We're not getting many good views along this road. In most cases, the cottages or homes are sort of obscuring the view of the lake, as is often the case. I guess we'll follow this to the end as far as we can go. It sort of ends on a point of land. I was planning to turn back before now, but I'm curious to see what's up here. This part has actually been paved at some time. There's a nice male and female scarlet tanager in the trees here. You won't be able to see them. Also a chestnut-sided warbler singing. Okay, it looks like we've reached the end of the road here, as the road splits up into 3 driveways, accessing 3 different cottages or homes. So I guess that's it. We're not going to get any better views of the lake. So we'll turn around here, I guess. At the end of the road here, it's 8:32 and we've walked 3.8 kilometers to this point. So we'll see what we have when we get out, probably about 5 or 5.5 kilometers, I suspect. And I think we're up around 37 species of birds, so not too bad. I just thought of a possible title for this video. How about exploring the backroads of Chippego Lake? Simple and to the point. I think it might work. This is quite a hilly little road, so you get a decent workout when you walk along it. This asphalt section of road here reminds me of old roads I used to walk as a kid. Oftentimes roads that were abandoned and left to just fall into disrepair. This one's not really in bad repair. It's got a few patches and humps on it, but not too bad. Now Sparks Lane, which is the road we're going to be following on the way out, comes fairly close to the lake too on the southern shore, so maybe we'll get some better views over there. I guess this hill was just too dangerous for passing vehicles, so they split it into 2 up here over this knoll. So this walk has been very pleasant. It's quite scenic back in here, with the rolling hills and passing by occasional marshes and through forests and granite outcrops. Very pretty. I'm surprised at how pretty it is, actually. I can see why people would like to have a cottage in here. Replacing quite a few of the standard poles here with these big, I assume they're carbon fiber poles or some kind of composite material. Well, so far we've had no major dog incidents of dogs coming out and barking or attacking us. I'm always a little leery of that when I'm walking a new road with possible homes or cottages along it. Okay, here we are at Sparks Lane. Now we're gonna head east on there, which will head out to Wilkinson Road. And then we'll just have to walk down Wilkinson a little bit back to Dyer Lane to get back to the car. So all this here is new, and hopefully We might see a bit more of the lake, but I won't hold my breath. However, these roads are beautiful back in here. Got Bandit back on her leash as I see a cottage opening up here, quite close to the road, so just in case a dog comes out, I'll be ready. While going by quite a few of these cottages, I can smell wood smoke, which is understandable because it got down to about 10 degrees last night, maybe up here 9 degrees, so it would have been quite cool in a non-insulated cottage. I don't know how many of these are non-insulated, but it would have been cool irregardless. Just beautiful in here. A roller coaster of delight. We're heading away from the lake now, so I suspect we're not going to get any more views of it, unfortunately. I did get a slightly better view, but there were people nearby and I didn't want to raise their suspicion that I was doing anything nefarious or whatnot, although I'm sure I didn't look nefarious. Nice shrub thicket in here. Okay, I think we're getting close to Wilkinson Road because I just heard a truck go up the road not too far away from me here to the east. So once we get out to Wilkinson Road, then we just have to head south on Wilkinson to get back to the car. A brief walk down to the car. Okay, here we are back on Wilkinson Road. Just to the south of the Sparks Lane entrance here, at this thicket marsh, I heard a Canada warbler singing. There's also a chestnut-sided warbler singing frequently, but occasionally you hear the Canada warbler singing. That's one bird I was actually hoping to see today. Haven't seen it, but I heard it. Okay, it's 9:30 and we're just finishing up our walk here out and around Chippego Lake. We've just reached Dyer Road once again on Wilkinson, and this is where the Subaru is parked. You can see it there sticking out. So my eBird app says we've walked about 5.4 kilometers, but we actually walked more than that because it doesn't count parts that you walk twice, such as the road along the north side of the lake here. We walked in and then back out of it, so it would have only counted that once. So we probably actually walked 6.5 or 7 kilometers, I suspect. We ended up with 48 species so far, unless I miss something or get something before we leave, which isn't likely. Anyhow, pretty good day, and we got a Canada warbler, as I mentioned, back at that little thicket. So that's the best bird of the day for sure. So I hope you enjoyed that walk up and around Chippego Lake on this beautiful morning. It was quite stunning, the scenery actually, and I wasn't quite expecting it to be so beautiful in there. I really wish I could have gotten better views of the lake, but it seems to be surrounded with private lots and cottages, so hard to get access to. Maybe there is a boat ramp somewhere, a public boat ramp that I don't know about. I don't know, but it'd be nice to get in there canoeing sometime if possible, but may not be possible. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed that walk through the wilds up here. It's really nice to walk up and down the country roads back in this area. Very pretty. The roads are in pretty good shape. You could actually do this little loop on a bike quite easily, as long as you got some decent tires on your bike, because there is a bit of gravel. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed the walk.